Hello everybody, this is Will, better known as Dallas in my videos for my gaming channel. But we're going to mix up stuff a little different here. You know, I feel like it was laid on my heart to do this, so I'm going to do it. And I plan on doing this even more. So, you know, if you want to watch it, you're more welcome to. Questions, feel free to ask. But, you know, just let's get this started. Father God in heaven, I pray, Lord, that whoever's watching this, God, Lord, touch them, Lord, and be with them, Lord, and whatever troubles they have, God, and whatever sorrows, whatever hurt, whatever pains or anything, Lord, and Lord, I pray that you comfort them, Lord, and Lord, use your healing hands, Lord, on them, please, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Alright. This is, I'm going to be reading the Bible, and forgive me if I say a word wrong or pronounce something wrong or something like that. Because yes guys, I'm not a genius, okay? I play video games. I mean, it just says it right there. Alright. Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was a morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And God made the expanse and separate the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place. Let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth. And the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, fruit, trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind, on the earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. There was evening, and there was a morning, and the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expansions of heavens to separate the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of heavens to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. God set them in the expanse of heaven to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. There was the evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures. Let birds fly above the earth, cross the expanse of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed him, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the waters and the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, and creeping things, and beasts of the earth, according to their kinds." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness," came and taught, "and let them have dominion over the fish, over the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and every bird of the heavens, and to everything that has breath of life. I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made. Behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Those the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And of the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. That was Genesis chapter 1. And we're going to start in Genesis chapter 2. And this one here, this is the creation of man and woman. These are the generations of the heavens, the earth, when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, when no bush of the field was yet in the land, no small plant of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the land. There was no man to work the ground. And a mist was going up from the land. It was watering the whole face of the ground. The Lord God formed the man of dust from the ground, breathed into his nostrils and the breath of life, and the man became a living creature. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden, in the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground, the Lord God made to spring up every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and there is divided and became 4 rivers. The name of the first is Pison. Please, I hope I ain't destroying that word. It is the one that flowed around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon, and it is the one that flowed around the whole land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Tigris, which flows around the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, You may surely eat of every tree of the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For on the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Then the Lord God said, It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him. Now out of the ground the Lord God had formed every beast of the field, every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. Whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. The man gave names to all livestock and to the birds of the heavens, to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man. While he slept, took one of his ribs, closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman. And he brought her to the man. Then the man said, This at last is bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked, and were not ashamed. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God actually say you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat of fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden. Neither shall you touch it, lest you die. But the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave some to her husband who was with her. He ate. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves loincloths. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. The man and his wife hid themselves from God, the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to man and said to him, where are you? He said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. He said, who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I have commanded you not to eat? The man said, the woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me the fruit of the tree, and I ate. Then the Lord said to the woman, what is it that you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me, and I ate. The Lord said to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock, and above all beasts of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all days of your life. I'll put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the woman he said, I will surely multiply your pain and childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. And Adam said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife, you have eaten of the tree. And to Adam he said, I'm sorry guys. Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In pain you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns, thistles it shall bring forth for you. You shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. The man called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. And the Lord God made for Adam and for his wife garments of skins and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us in knowing good and evil. Now lest he reach out his hand, take also of the tree of life and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he was taken. He drove out the man in east of the Garden of Eden, and placed the cherubim and a flaming sword that turned every way to guard the tree of life. Whew, that's crazy, ain't it? Alright guys, I think that's a pretty good stopping point. And in the next chapters, we learn about their babies, Cain and Abel. So I really hope y'all enjoying this. Like I said, please don't get mad if I slaughter some of the words, because I'm still learning. You know how to pronounce some of these. I mean, I read the Bible a lot, and I still read it a lot. I need to read it more than I should. So you know, I figured this is a good thing. And if y'all are watching this, I really hope y'all really enjoying it and liking it. And other than that, I guess we'll just send this off with a prayer, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Father God in heaven, I pray that whoever's listening to this, Lord, and just, Lord, you just touch them, touch their heart, Lord. Let them know that you do care and you are there for them. No matter what this world throws at them, that this world has nothing to offer us. Because, all in all, it's all about you, God. And it's about you, the one who sent your son down here to die for us, not us. We didn't do that. You did that. You did that so we wouldn't have to perish and go to hell. Lord, you made it where we can be with you through your son, Jesus Christ, who sacrificed himself on the cross for us, God. And we do. I do greatly appreciate that. No love is stronger than that, Lord. And there's no one who loves us more than what you love us. And Lord, just whoever's listening, Lord, just bless them, Lord. Let them have a great, wonderful day, Lord, and life. And then let them be fulfilled with your enjoyment, with everything, Lord, that comes from you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Y'all stay awesome. God bless and peace out.